I cheated, no sex, on my wife and I hate myself now. Background: I met my wife while I was in college, and I was a virgin then. She was my first, I was her second, and for some reason that always made me feel like I missed out sexually and felt the need to sleep with someone else. Also, during the first few months in which we were dating, she was still seeing her ex regularly and slept with him a couple of times. I had my suspicions at the time but didn't approach the subject because I was falling in love with her, and she quickly fell in love with me too and ended all contact with him. We had a fight a few years later and I called her out on it, which she felt awful about, and at that point I really didn't care that she had done it because I love her so much and didn't care about the past. She is truly the best thing that has ever happened to me. We really complement each other well, and I honestly cannot function without her love, support, and daily presence. We got married last year, and have been together for 8 years. That all being said, I've always wondered what it would be like to experience intimacy with another person. A couple of weeks ago, she was visiting her parents for a few nights, and I was really horny. My wife and I have sex maybe once a week, so I tend to have a lot of sexual build-up. Instead of just rubbing one out like I usually do, I let the wrong brain and curiosity get the better of me and I used an online forum to connect with an older married woman online, and decided to meet her for drinks that evening. We met up, and while I was uncomfortable the whole time, I just wasn't sure what to do and I ended up bringing her back to our apartment, I think just to see how far I would take it. After about 10 minutes of her failed attempts to get things going for me with her hands, I said I'm sorry, I just can't do this. I love my wife too much and she said okay, I understand, that's fine. And don't feel bad, we didn't have sex or do anything. She was very understanding about my feelings, didn't push the issue at all, and asked if we could just sit and watch TV for a little while, so I sat with her and had casual conversation for about an hour, after which I politely told her I had work to do, and she left. I immediately felt disgusted, and for the last 2 weeks I have been hating myself and struggling with anxiety and what I think to be depression. What I absolutely do not want to have happen is for my wife to find out, because she doesn't deserve pain and I'd rather carry the burden of knowing this. I'm trying to learn from this. This incident made me realize that I absolutely do not need to have any sexual contact with anyone else. In fact, my wife and I had probably the best sex we had ever had about a week after this happened, and I also have reminded myself of how lucky I am to have such an amazing person in my life. I've gained an even deeper appreciation for what I have, and to make sure I do every damn thing I can moving forward to make my wife's life as amazing as possible. I don't want to throw away my entire future with this amazing woman because of a very stupid mistake that I made. What I'm really struggling with is the guilt, even though no sexual acts were performed, and I just want to know how to forgive myself for not being perfect, without confessing to her. If anyone has any recommendations on what to do, I would be so very appreciative. I just want to enjoy life again and put this all behind me.